Disclaimer. This video in particular is dedicated and focused to the Florida public adjuster, the Florida public adjusting market, the Florida insurance claim market, and the future, and what I think you guys should do, but better yet, what we're doing at Elite Resolutions to basically still be successful in this tough time in the Florida insurance claim market. And I'm going to basically tell you some of the things that we're doing and what I think you should be doing, and maybe some other things that you can do to be successful in your career to 10x and take it to the next level, even with what we're going through here in Florida. So we're going to get into it right now in 3, in 2, in 1. What's up, advocates? Welcome back to another episode of the Commercial Claims Show. I am your host, Vince Perri, and I want to get right into it. What we've got going on here in Florida is a very difficult situation. The fact is, and I noticed that I say the fact of the matter is, so I got to try to stop saying that, but the fact of the matter is it's tough, man. I mean, there's constant laws changing, there's constant statutes being updated, there's constant limitations based on what we could do or what we can do. They're changing the limits on when you could reopen a claim, when you could file a claim, how long before you could actually even file a complaint, whether you could file a complaint or not. We can't file lawsuits anymore. We could still file lawsuits, but it's not, there's no attorney fees and cost statutes anymore. And the fact is, again, it's getting very, very difficult. Limits on water damage, limits on roofs, ACV on roofs, managed right to repair programs, all kinds of stuff that's just really, you walk into a house and there is a legitimate loss, but you look at the policy and there's just no coverage, or there's a limit that you can't charge even 20% on and actually make a living doing it. So what do we do? What do we do as Florida public adjusters or Florida public adjusting firms to continue operating, to continue helping the insured? Because we all know what's going on here. This is as a result of us actually being successful in the insurance claims game and actually making the insurance companies pay. I'm sure there's frivolous claims, frivolous lawsuits, frivolous lawyers, frivolous public adjusters, contractors, all that stuff. I get it. Florida is a hot market, but the fact is it is hot. We get a lot of hurricanes, and you've got a lot of water losses and so on and so forth. But besides that, you can think whatever you want to think. If you are a licensed public adjuster watching this video, you can agree it's become very difficult to just even start signing claims. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you, I love it. I'm always like doing a top 5 or top 10 or top 3. And I actually thought of 5 different things. Of these 5 things, 3 of which we're actually doing. So maybe it's something that you could implement either for yourself or for your firm so you could figure out. So let's get right into it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Number 1, you should get out of Florida, and not get out of Florida completely, okay? But you should expand your services to other states throughout the country. Now, you might find this difficult. However, that leads me to number 2, which is network with contractors. Get good, strong relationships with contractors all over the country. We have this thing called social media that you can actually make contact with contractors throughout the country. Pick a state that you like. Do you like Colorado? Pick that one. Do you like New York? Pick that one. Do you like Texas? Go there. Do you like California? Do that. Take a look at what the requirements are. Most of the time, if you are licensed in Florida, the chances are is you really just need to fill out an application and you can get licensed in that state. You get a bond, you fill out an application, and you are done and ready to go. You may need to get a license for your firm as well. There's different requirements in every state, but just look it up and you could find it, and you could actually go ahead and figure that out. Now, there is a company that we use to help us with our licensing, and we have an attorney that we use as well to help us making sure that the contract is updated and it's current the way it's supposed to be, and you're following all the laws, because each state does have their different laws and their different regulations. Just like you might have to have a company shirt on and might have to have your license number on it. You might have to have a badge. You might not be able to knock on a door within 24 to 48 hours. Every state is different. So you're going to want to try to get those rules and regulations. So I will say, as you continue to grow in other states, it does get a little bit more complicated. But if you're a one-person shop or you're working for another firm and you just want to go and give it a shot, then just do one. Do 1 or do 2, okay? And then start building that network, because we live in a virtual world, okay? And if a hailstorm hits Oklahoma, and you happen to be licensed in Oklahoma, and you've already got a relationship with 1 or 2 contractors there, you might be able to head over there and start signing some claims. Or if it's a smaller storm if you could sign them in bunches and you can go ahead and take that trip over there to do what you have to do, or you could contact me, okay? Luckily with CCA, we have the opportunity to know public adjusters all over the country and contractors as well. And you might be able to contact me, and I might already have somebody that can maybe knock out that inspection for you, because I will say you want to have a licensed PA doing the inspection. I might be able to help you out with that. So number one is get out of Florida, and not completely, because obviously this is your home, right? And this is my home too, and we want to make sure that we keep that ball rolling as well, but it's become more difficult. So number two is build relationships with contractors. That's what we do. That's our number one thing. At Elite Resolutions, our goal is to build relationships with contractors, because if you build relationships with the right contractors, that's your sales team, and that's where your claims are going to come in, and they're going to come in bunches. So for us, that's our number one, so that we can grow, and it will also help you in getting out of Florida so that you could just build those relationships. So you're not building relationships with homeowners or people who are going to refer you. You're building relationships with the people who are already doing that, the strategic referrals of the contractor, of the roofing contractor, mitigation contractor, who are going into and walking into claims on a daily basis. Those are your BFFs that you want to befriend. So number one, get out of Florida. Number two, network with contractors. Number three, are you ready for this? Drum roll, please. Chase fires. I had been looking for an accountant for years, and I was unable to find anybody that I liked, that I worked with, and was able to do what I needed to be done to my taxes and to my accountant. Jeremy David at Noble Wealth has been a godsend to me, my family, and my company. We have saved so much money in taxes I can't even begin to describe, and he knows what he's doing. You need to call Jeremy at Noble Wealth and get yourself the right accountant, because he's the man who's going to help you save on taxes, because ultimately you don't want to be making money, especially if you're self-employed, and having it all go to the IRS. Call Jeremy, call Noble Wealth, and they will help you tremendously with the entire accounting process and your tax situation from A to Z. You didn't think I was going to say that, did you? Chase fires whenever you can. Why is that? Two reasons, two obvious reasons. Number one is the value of the fire is going to be a lot more than your normal claim, okay? And I am not afraid to say chase fires, because homeowners need our help. I don't care if you walk into something that you think is a total loss. Watch that insurance adjuster put that estimate together and watch how far below the total loss it is. So it's not until you put an estimate together do you know if it's a total loss or not. They will need your help. So the reason is obviously the value. The fire claim is going to be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000 on your normal single family home, because you're including what? Contents and personal property as well. Number two is fire is always covered. So you don't have to get out of Florida now. That puts us back into Florida. That puts us at a covered peril that's going to be covered on almost 100% of the insurance policies. Fire is one of the original insurance losses, perils that have been covered since the beginning of time. The first policy was a fire policy, okay? That's covered under an HO1, okay? It's always covered, okay? So find ways that you can chase fires. You can either have a sales team, licensed public adjusters, that can go, and you could get different apps where you see all the fires coming in your local area, and you have to go. Now it takes training, it takes practice. I've done it. Knocking on a door the day of a fire is a very difficult thing to do. Knocking on the door the day after a fire, after someone has lost, a family has lost everything, is very difficult. But what do? You are a public adjuster. You are there to help them gather all the documentation, present the claim to the insurance company. The personal property is going to be a real bitch. It's going to be very complicated. And then just the overall value of the loss. You already know the insurance adjuster has guidelines that they have to go by, and they're not going to pay for things that should be paid for. And it's up to you to make sure that they do that. So you are there to help. And I will say it is very difficult to sign a fire on the front end. But then if you're able to get the contact information, you follow up with them in a week. You follow up with them in a month. And you follow up with them in 2 months. And guess what happens after 1, 2, 3 months? Additional living expenses is one of the most difficult parts of an insurance claim. And the reason is it's very high pressure. And as a public adjuster or contractor, you're already dealing with the negotiating of the build back process. You don't want to have to deal with ALE as well. Black Diamond Housing Services does all of that. They don't even charge the client. They bill it directly to the insurance company. It's all covered under the ALE coverage. So you need to call Black Diamond if you have a house that has been severely lost, whether it's like severe mold, severe water, fire, or anything like that, where they need a place to stay. Call Black Diamond Housing Services and they'll be able to take care of your client from beginning to end. They're exhausted from the insurance adjuster and the insurance company process. They're upset that they've been underpaid, and that might be your way to sign that claim. It may not be on the undisputed. It'll probably be on the supplement and the additional that you can get. But chasing fires is not a bad thing, and it's the way to go, frankly. So go ahead and find yourself fire claims. And there is ways that you could even automate the process so that the phone calls come to you. That's something that we're working on the inside. So number 3 is find fire claims. Number 4 is something that if you are tech savvy and you're good at this, SEO, Google Ads, Google My Business, right? That's another good way that you can start getting leads, okay? And you can do that not just in Florida, but you can do that throughout the rest of the country. So if you decide to get out of Florida to 1 or 2 different states, let's say you focus on one state only, if you open up a Google My Business there, if you could find somebody to work there, make it a legitimate office, and you could build a landing page with good SEO and even throw in some Google Ads, you will start getting claims, and you will not have to deal with a lot of the limitations that we have here in Florida, because it is a little bit worse here now than in other states, where things that like water losses, for example, don't have 10K limits in other states throughout the entire country. So maybe that's what you want to target, and the claims and the referrals come to you if you're able to build that book of business, those Google Ads and Google My Business, and get those SEO leads coming in. We've got a ton of them that we're just basically just sorting through right now, but it's a good way for you to still be in Florida, be licensed in another state, and start getting in leads that way. Everybody needs an attorney on their side. So whether you're a public adjuster, a contractor, or anyone else in the insurance claims business, make sure that you have an attorney that you could rely on, that you can go to for questions whenever you need it. That guy for me for the last 12 years has been David Farber. David Farber is the owner of the Farber Law Firm, and he has been there for me from the beginning of my career until now. And I would love for him to be able to help you as well. So make sure you call him at this number here and visit his website so you can learn more about the amazing David Farber of the Farber Law Firm. So that's really what I think is the next step for you guys here in Florida, public adjusters, is get out of Florida, network with contractors, chase fires, and online SEO, Google Ads, Google My Business, so that you can get leads. And there was a number 5, which is a little bit of a curveball, but I think is very unique. And again, you're not going to expect this, but maybe this is a good time to start a little part-time business venture. Okay? Maybe I'm looking out for you guys. Like, I want you guys to know I'm making a shift here with this channel that you may or may not know, but I'm giving away the house. All right. I want you guys to get better. And if you're doing okay with public adjusting, but you have the time to maybe start some other business venture or passion that you've always wanted to do on the side with your wife, with a buddy, by yourself, whatever it is, now might be a good time to do it. Through stress, through hard times, through difficult situations, when you're trying to think outside the box, other really cool businesses and things come about. I'll give a quick shout out to my buddy Andrew at Turbo, where he's got a online virtual assistant company. And the fact is, he's a public adjuster, but he also started this, and now that is starting to scale, where he's helping public adjusters, contractors, attorneys, providing them with virtual assistants. And I think it's very cool because it's a business idea that sort of came about while he's public adjusting. Now, if there's other things that you guys are looking for, and you're concerned about the market, you're concerned about the future of public adjusting, and you just maybe are just not into it at all, maybe now's the time to still stick with your public adjusting and possibly start a really cool idea, a game-changing idea on the side that you've had for a while. Just a thought. I just wanted to throw that in there as a curveball. I just think it's interesting because, like I said, through hard times comes really amazing ideas. If you're struggling and waiting forever and a day to get paid on your claims because you have to wait for the mortgage company, you have to wait for the client, you have to wait for all of these things, Ink Payments by Ink solves that for you. By simply uploading it onto their system, everything gets processed and you get directly deposited your fee into your bank account. Choose InkPay and make sure that you use the promo code VINCE so that you can get $299 off the initial registration fee. So go ahead and check it out, Ink Payments. We've been using it for a long time. So that's the state of the Florida public adjusting insurance claim market right now. It is a difficult time. I do think it ebbs and flows. So we will get back to a time where there will be a lot more going on and a lot more, I would say, if we don't get a hurricane for a while, and I think this thing with less litigation and less lawsuits, I think will change things around as well. It will change the market eventually, but here's where we are now. Those top 3 is what we're doing at Elite Resolutions, SEO as well, so those top 4. And then number 5 is just a little bit of a unique, a little bit curveball. If you've had some ideas, I give you permission to go out there and give it a shot. And that's what we got, guys. So again, that's me speaking from the heart. That's what I feel the market is today. That's what we're doing at Elite Resolutions, and that's what I feel you guys should do as well. And if you have any other ideas that you've come up with, I'm giving you my secrets. I'd love to hear what you guys have going on. Maybe it's something different. Maybe it's not fires and stuff like that. Maybe it's something with commercial losses, right? Maybe it's something, which is another one that you can do, is if you try to find a way to just focus and only sign commercial losses, you only have to sign a couple a month or one a month, and that puts you where you need to be. So a lot of different things that we can do. If we help each other, okay, we're stronger together, is what I always say. So if we help each other, leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Tell me what you're doing. Send me a private message on Instagram or on Facebook Messenger, and I'm happy to shoot back and forth some different things that we're doing. And I'm happy to give you some more details on this top 4 in particular, on what we're doing to actually generate work that way. But that's all I got, guys. My name is Vince Perri. I'm the Commercial Claims Advocate. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you comment. Make sure that you like. And please share the video. If you're in the public, this is specific to Florida public adjusters. So if you're a Florida public adjuster, please share this video so that the rest of the industry can see what we're doing at Elite Resolutions. And I'd like to know what you're doing to basically continue to be successful in a difficult market. So thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Go to commercialclaimsadvocate.com. We've got a very special launch that we will be doing in March. So keep an eye out for that. You are not going to want to miss it. I'm basically giving you the house. So be ready for that. And then also eliteresolutions.com. If you're at all interested in coming to work for our firm, you can apply online, and we can take a look at it and see if you'd be a good fit. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next week. Good luck out there. Happy Wednesday. And get out there, get after it. Have a good weekend. See you later. Goodbye.